Hey, what's up, and welcome to Generic Commentary channel number 423. Back at it again with content talking about topics that I don't really know a whole lot about and that I can't rationalize in a very good way, but you don't really care, because there's chill music in the background and I'm playing CSGO surfing or something like that. You're just sitting there watching the video thinking, huh, I like this guy's chill vibes. His voice is a little bit annoying, but hey, cool stuff, amigo. Now, in all seriousness, I really wanted to make this video because I'm tired of seeing all the really bad dark side of Pokimane-esque videos on my YouTube feed. There are so many of them that complain about the same things in an incredibly poor way. The only particularly good video was one done by a guy by the name of The Right Opinion, which actually had a decent amount of dislikes on it because he had the audacity to defend Pokimane to an extent. I feel like Pokimane hate has gotten to the point where it's essentially dogmatic, and every time she does something mildly controversial, there's an army of people waiting to lambast her at every opportunity. Whether they do it on Twitter, or on YouTube, or even on Twitch, they get really upset about situations that they don't know a whole lot about, or that they have an incredibly poor understanding of. On top of that, every time Pokimane makes a mistake, all of her past transgressions are thrown back into the spotlight with the same fucking dumb argumentation and bad faith interpretation. Although, I will say, I think that what she did to YouTuber BoBlax is an example of her genuinely messing up, but I will talk about this near the end of the video. Now, before I start this video, I just want to make this perfectly clear. I've never given any money to Pokimane, and I probably never will. But hey, who knows, if enough diehard Pokimane haters view this video and generate me enough popularity, I might throw a tier 3 sub her way. Imagine how angry that'd make them. Initially, I had a really hard time making this video. I didn't know if I wanted to, put my commentary out there, because I know I'm gonna get fucking bombarded with dipshits calling me a simp. Like, whatever. But, in light of the fact that Pokimane, on the 24th of July, she actually made her personal Twitter private, and also with the recent release of Leafy's fucking terrible, content cop video, demonstrating that he's just stuck in 2016. I figured I should go along with the video. I should make it. It seems that one particular incident involving a certain commentary YouTuber has seriously exacerbated the dogpiling against Pokimane. Is it really justified? In my opinion, fucking no way, not at all. So, before I continue, who was the YouTuber that Pokimane made a massive slight against that turned a bunch of gamers against her? Well, it's a guy by the name of ItsAGundam. ItsAGundam is a commentary channel similar to a lot of those atheist and skeptic channels back in the day. You know, the ones where they were they would express their thoughts through the usage of a virtual animated avatar. However, unlike those atheist and skeptic channels, a lot of his content is pretty reminiscent of the sort of stuff that LeafyIsHere made back in 2016, where he just makes fun of people, sometimes in pretty disparaging ways. I don't particularly like that sort of content, but the existence of it on this platform doesn't really bother me in any meaningful way. So why in particular do I have a problem with ItsAGundam? About 2 months ago, ItsAGundam made a video about Pokimane entitled "Simp Willingly Goes Homeless for Pokimane, Laughing Crying Emoji," where he talks about Pokimane, her content, and her fanbase. A lot of the video is him making fun of tweets about people donating too much money to Pokimane, without knowing that those tweets were just jokes. Now, it seems pretty harmless, right? I mean, obviously, he spread a little bit of misinformation about her on accident. Naturally, the best thing to do would be to just, apologize, move on, maybe even revise the video a bit if you wanted. This sort of situation really, isn't something to make a big deal over. Or at least, it shouldn't be. There is an incredibly common misleading narrative about Pokimane that exists that is essentially that she exploits her fans for money by giving the girlfriend experience, whatever the fuck that's supposed to mean. These sorts of narratives have given rise to a bunch of weird fucking conspiracy theories about the people that donate to her, her relationship with them, and also the idea that some of her interpersonal relationships are purposefully kept hidden from the audience so that she can, get more money by preying on lonely men. For example, hiding a boyfriend. In reality, Pokimane is very open about the fact that supporting her through donating or subscribing isn't like a one-way ticket to getting special privileges with her personally.
I don't even play with people on Fortnite who have donated over $100 to me. Or that say they'll donate more if I play with them. I don't even do that. Let alone do things like speak privately with people, or video chat or anything.
In fact, she said that the only reason she wouldn't want to reveal who she's dating is because she doesn't want to have to face the possibility of a public breakup, which, you know, I reckon is fair enough.
I don't know if I would want to like really put my relationship out there once I get into one. For example, I'm sure you've seen a lot of couples out there who make their relationship public, and then whenever they go through troubles, whenever they break up, whenever they do whatever, they have to make that public too.
Additionally, she also talked about her dating life a little bit when she was talking about the Fedmeister drama, opening up to the fact that she is dating or she is trying to date people off stream.
But from my perspective, I was like, oh, like, that's nice, you know, my close friend and this guy that I want to get to know, like, they're getting along so well. That's really nice to see. Even though I was a bit sad that I couldn't actually talk to the guy, but whatever.
Well, and then there's Destiny's disguised toast meme on the Scuffed podcast. That was a joke, like, obviously.
When you look at that clip, it almost looks intentional. I mean, the way he smiles, like his body language kind of during that whole thing,
Wait, what?
Oh, it seemed intentional, huh? Wow, almost like it was an intentional, like a joke, right? Anyway, truthfully, I don't know for sure why she wouldn't want to make her boyfriend or her dating life completely public, but generally, I like to judge people's motives based on their actions. None of her behavior suggests that she's engaging in predatory behavior to get people to give her money. Honestly, the idea that the entirety of Pokimane's fanbase are just simps is pretty ridiculous. She's a part of the streamer group Offline TV, so unsurprisingly there's probably a massive overlap of fans from there. Additionally, she's been heavily associated with streamer GreekGodX, who played into the Pokimane simp character to entertain his and her fans. She's been on the Austin show from renowned Twitch streamer Mr. Austin Shao, and she's even been associated with people like Markiplier and Jacksepticeye on YouTube. There's a reason that she's the biggest female streamer on Twitch, and it's because she's incredibly good at networking, and her content appeals to a wide range of people, even if you, Mr. I think LeafyIsHere is a comedic genius, don't personally like it. Side note, I don't really like her content either, but hey, let's just keep that between you and me, okay? It just seems really reductive to say that all of her fans are only there because they're sexually attracted to her, when there's a lot more to her content. Now, I'm sure there are people in her audience that take the parasocial relationship way too far, but I mean, that's the case with any streamer, male or female. I mean, is somebody like Hassan Piker exploiting his female viewers because he's a single, pretty good looking dude with an approachable personality and has female simps in his fan base? I seriously doubt any one of Pokimane's detractors would say the same thing about Hassan Piker. The truth is, you don't become one of the biggest streamers on Twitch by simply being attractive. Being a streamer on Twitch is much like running a business, and Pokimane has just demonstrated that she's an incredibly talented businesswoman. I want you, the viewer, to keep this exploitation narrative in mind when you watch this next clip from Gundam's original video.
Are you so, like, brain dead, bro? You don't understand she's probably got a boyfriend and she's just not telling you because it's not financially viable?
Gundam will claim that the original video was about a broader narrative of simping in general, but over 3/4 of the video are about Pokimane and her fans specifically, not including his intro and conclusion. On top of that, he's playing into that really weird conspiratorial narrative about Pokimane exploiting her fans with the aforementioned suggestions, and is also using those joke tweets and her popularity as supposed evidence of this. So, it's pretty easy to understand why such a video would be viewed as a jumble of misinformation. But that begs the question, how did Pokimane respond? About a week after Gundam uploaded his video, Pokimane caught wind of it and decided to watch it on her stream. She was of course displeased about the video, and specifically said that she was unhappy that he was spreading misinformation about her and her fans.
But don't shit talk innocent fans and the way they look in front of hundreds of thousands of people for entertainment that you know is fabricated off of a lie. There's a line, I'm just asking you not to cross it. That's it.
She then went on to question why anybody would sponsor content that makes fun of people and spreads misinformation, heavily implying that she thought that Gundam should not be sponsored. Then, she goes on to attack the sponsor itself, saying that she would never enter a partnership with them, and then insults their website. Now, I should make this perfectly clear. I don't think that going after somebody's sponsors simply because you dislike them is a good thing to do. However, should somebody who spreads misinformation about somebody be sponsored? It really depends. When, for example, a news outlet spreads misinformation about something, they will issue a quick retraction and an apology without justification. There are plenty of reasons to think something is real, alright, we get it, but it seems incredibly weird to try and say, oh yeah, I spread misinformation, but hey, can you blame me? which is something that Gundam actually does multiple times to downplay the misinformation he spread in a few follow-up videos he made, which I will talk about in later chapters of this video. It just seems incredibly weird that somebody would get sponsored and then use that sponsorship to create a video, essentially insulting and spreading misinformation about somebody for a majority of the video. While I think Pokimane's anger towards the sponsor is a little bit misplaced, I can see where she's coming from. Had Gundam simply apologized to Pokimane for the things he said and gone on his way, I don't think either him or Pokimane would have been in a bad spot. However, Pokimane is a pretty safe target among the YouTube commentary community, so naturally that's not what Gundam did. Gundam released a response video talking about Pokimane's reaction to his content. The first of many. ItsAGundam posted a video as a response to Pokimane's response entitled, "Pokimane is the Carol Baskin to my Joe Exotic." In this video, he cranks up the misinformation spreading to 11. Like seriously, it's actually insane. The video opens up with a clip from a BrittanyVenti video about Pokimane, which is essentially a 20-minute smear saying that Pokimane exploits fans and all that. You know the drill. So already, this is pretty indicative of the fact that Gundam is going to spread some more misinformation about Pokimane. Later on in the video, he uses another clip of BrittanyVenti talking shit about Pokimane, which essentially just suggests that Pokimane willfully sent her fanbase to Gundam's channel to try and harass him off the internet or whatever. I'll talk about this in a later chapter. I just want to start off by saying that it's absolutely hilarious that Gundam is so desperate to try and smear Pokimane that he'll end up resorting to using a video made by fucking BrittanyVenti. This chick has absolutely no problem just blatantly lying about people she doesn't like. She does this multiple times in that video about Pokimane, but I think the most egregious example of this is how she spread misinformation about a Twitch streamer by the name of Destiny. The most pervasive bits of misinformation she has spread about Destiny is alleging that he is pro-incest, which is not true, and also that he is a child porn enthusiast, and also a pedophile apologist, which has led to other narratives such as him supposedly possessing child porn, which he has been literally investigated by the FBI for like 3 times I think, and all 3 times they found nothing. So BrittanyVenti doesn't seem like a very trustworthy source. In fact, not only has BrittanyVenti made a hit piece about Destiny before, but she also even goes out of her way to try and make Destiny look bad in her hit piece on fucking Pokimane. She even tries to get in a call with Destiny every time he's on Ethan Ralph's kill stream. It's honestly a bit unnerving how obsessed she is with Destiny. She's absolutely one of the last people you should be proud to have on your side. I think Gundam just has a thing for people who like to blatantly lie. Not only does he have a few cameos from BrittanyVenti, but he features a tweet from the king of misinformation himself, fucking Keemstar. Keemstar posted a tweet at one point in defense of ItsAGundam, but ended the tweet with, "Tell the world about your boyfriend," obviously playing into the whole narrative of Pokimane exploiting her viewers and all that stupid shit that people usually say. Obviously, Keemstar posted this without any proof, and was obviously trying to be inflammatory, but that didn't stop Gundam from presenting it as fact, of course. Keemstar also posted a follow-up tweet, where he says, "Imagine having a boyfriend but acting like you're single online, so sad lonely guys donate money to your Twitch stream. That's so fake and pathetic." Nice one, Gundam. I do find it really funny that anyone who defends Pokimane is a simp, yet these people will go out of their way to unconditionally defend people like ItsAGundam, or spread the message about how Pokimane is supposedly a psychopath who exploits lonely men, or how Pokimane has supposedly DMCA'd every video on YouTube that's even slightly critical of her, or how she'll try to end your career if you speak poorly about her. Wow, Gundam is never gonna sleep with you guys, you've gotta settle down. In fact, you know what? I can see a lot of parallels between what Gundam and his fans accuse Poki and her fans of doing, and what Gundam and his fans actually do. Take for example Gundam making fun of Pokimane for giving him a non-apology, where he essentially complains about her saying that she doesn't condone going after sponsors, but it was okay when she did it because ItsAGundam was spreading misinformation. In my opinion, he doesn't deserve an apology, but that's beside the point.
And someone's like, uh-oh, Poki did a non-apology. And I'm like, oh God, why would she say anything now? Like, just let it go. It's about to be water under the bridge.
I find it incredibly strange that Gundam would take issue with this when he ends up doing the exact same thing to Pokimane. About a month before this video, this is how ItsAGundam apologized to Pokimane for spreading misinformation about her.
Pokimane got mad at me and decided to cancel me in the absolute worst way. I mean, frankly, okay, fine. So I got some things wrong. Big whoop, it happens, man. I mean, it's Twitter, and retarded stuff happens on Twitter all the time. And when I find screen caps or they're sent to me, I take them at face value.
In this video, Gundam says that he admitted that the jokes were wrong, yet he clumsily tries to justify himself. Listen, I understand that you were wrong, and I understand why you would have thought those tweets weren't jokes. Like, it was an inside joke, you weren't in on it, that's completely fine. However, I think it's incredibly strange to try and justify spreading misinformation with shit like, oh, I just take things at face value, big whoop. Like, fuck, if you had any integrity, you'd just be like, oh, I was wrong, sorry guys, and that's it. But, yeah, I guess not.
Unfortunately, I lost the Reddit post where this guy was saying, it's an old one. It was in the video I first did that set Pokimane off. But like the Reddit post, the guy saying he spent a whole bunch of money on her streams. He was a tier something sub and he got banned for all this crap. Is that supposed to be a joke? Like, where's the joke there?
I like how Gundam tries to act like the arbiter of jokes. Like, if he doesn't get a joke, it's bad, or it shouldn't be considered a joke. Even still, like, even if you don't get it, a joke is a joke. Like, just own up to it and move on. I don't see why that's so difficult. Well, except maybe... No. Gundam wouldn't try and spin a narrative like this for attention, would he? Well, I'll touch on this point again a little bit later. ItsAGundam is hardcore playing the victim. Like, I can't believe how hard he's trying to pretend that Pokimane is obsessed with him, or is desperately trying to end his career or get him banned from Twitch or whatnot. He ascribes so much malice to her actions that simply is not there. He often tries to spread the narrative that Pokimane tried to get her fans to dislike bomb his videos or harass him with comments.
The funny thing is, like, Poki actually sent people to go after me, right? Isn't it weird? She put a hit out on me, dude.
He even implied that Pokimane tried to end his career with a comment that he made about Amaranth.
I love
Oh, nice.
something,
They
I
even
say
went
good
to my
thing.
Twitch.
And
They're
I
like,
hit it
he
with
has
a
their
like.
Twitch report.
And if you
Really? What are you going to do? Report me on Twitch for laughing at tweets? Even when Amaranth false copyright claimed one of my videos and got all the revenue from it, I didn't sit there and go, report her and her career.
Before I get into that, however, I want to point out that Gundam tried to claim that Philip DeFranco was spreading misinformation about him.
Well, you know you hit the pig time when Philip DeFranco does a video on you and gets the information wrong, or he barely puts any effort into it.
So the thing that Philip DeFranco supposedly got wrong about him was missing context to the original video, which Gundam claims was that he fell for some joke tweets.
Because I don't know how you have 12 people doing news and you still somehow miss the context of the story. But hey, whatever, it happens. I got tricked by some tweets.
I didn't watch Philly D's video, but all of the clips that Gundam shows are just him talking about what Pokimane said about the video, and also a comment about the sponsor that Gundam lost. I have no idea what Gundam is trying to say here. Additionally, the fact that that video is just you falling for joke tweets for 20 minutes doesn't really change the fact that it's still a video that's talking shit about Pokimane and her fans, right? ItsAGundam will also try to claim that his video was not specifically about Pokimane.
A video that took aim at her that she described as essentially 20 minutes of just calling her a thug.
Nice! I say thought once in a sweeping generalization due to the greater problem that is the Twitch ecosystem currently. And you decide to label the entire video as calling you that, which it wasn't. I was simply laughing at tweets. For the lulz.
So his entire video is about 20 minutes long, including his intro and conclusion. For about 13 minutes 30 of that entire video, he specifically talks about Pokimane and her fans. Not only is the majority of the video about Pokimane, but he has Pokimane in the title and Pokimane in the thumbnail. So I mean, yeah, the video was pretty much about Pokimane. Those 2 extra comments that he added at the end don't make it not about Pokimane. Like, it's very obviously about Pokimane. Also, the idea that Gundam was only talking about Pokimane's fans and not Pokimane herself is a bit ridiculous because in the video he literally insinuates that these people are doing this because Pokimane is like exploiting them, right? Alright, now back on track. Gundam claims that Pokimane actually dog whistled to her audience a little bit when she said that they should leave a comment telling him what he was doing was not okay. Here's what he said that she did.
Let me see that clip. Where's the part where she's like tells people to like message me in like the most lame way ever? She's like, wink, wink. Not subtle anywhere, dude.
Wow, that sounds pretty bad, right? Well, here's what Pokimane actually did.
And I'm gonna be honest, I think the only way people like this stop is if people like me and my community give them feedback that this is not an okay thing to do. Not attack them, but I hit a little dislike and I say, this not cool.
Remember what I said earlier about judging people by their actions rather than their words? I think that principle applies in this scenario too. One thing that should be noted is that Pokimane tried to police her audience in how they interacted with Gundam. Now, this in itself doesn't really indicate what Pokimane's actual intent was when it came to getting her fans to interact with Gundam. However, look at the ratings on these videos. Oh shit, Jesus Christ Gundam, how the fuck are you gonna come back from this? Holy shit. Your career's done, bro. Oh my god. His original video has a like to dislike ratio that absolutely blows the idea that she sent her thousands of simps to dislike the video out of the water. Additionally, most of the comments are either in support of ItsAGundam, against Pokimane, or are some mixture of the two. So I guess none of Pokimane's fans really wanted to interact with Gundam's video then. It also shows that Pokimane did a pretty good job at responsibly policing her audience. Hey, good job Pokimane. He also says that some Pokimane fans reported his Twitch channel for harassment and he got banned for 7 days and lost most of his VODs. I wonder what he actually got banned for. I don't doubt that it was some form of harassment, but the fact that Twitch actually got him probably means he was doing something kinda shady. He claims that it was only related to what happened on YouTube.
Really? What are you gonna do? Report me on Twitch for laughing at tweets? Oh, he laughed at some tweets. Report. And Twitch is like, what did he do? Oh, he was having fun at the expense of some dumb shit. Wow, this guy's a tyrant. He's gotta go.
Well, I guess I'll never know. From what I understand about Twitch bans related to people reporting your content is that I think it's automated in the sense that it's progressive. So what I mean by that is if you get reported enough times, you might get a warning. And then if you get reported enough times again, you might get, I don't know, another warning. And then maybe like a 24-hour ban. So for Gundam to outright get a 7-day ban is like I don't know what he was doing. I don't know if he'd been banned before. He didn't specify. I have no idea. Now, what did Gundam gain from this? This guy's channels on both YouTube and Twitch have undeniably grown. The only skin that Gundam truly lost besides those VODs is probably that one big sponsor he was talking about. To be fair, he absolutely deserved it. His behavior has been shockingly bad in this entire ordeal. Like what was going through his mind? Guy was literally like, oh shit, I spread misinformation about Pokimane. Time to double down. Like, holy shit, dude. Fucking, no wonder you lost your sponsor. His Pokimane content is undeniably popular. No wonder he's made so many videos about her. I reckon he just likes the attention. I'm probably feeding into that by making this video. But that's okay. I actually think it's pretty funny how he tries to play off Pokimane as being obsessed with him. The funniest things I think Gundam does is he insinuates that Pokimane is obsessed with him and obsessed with like the drama between them and that she likes to keep bringing it up because she's like mad or something. I don't know. He's talked multiple times about Pokimane interacting with his content, like making jokes about how she has a crush on him.
You know what? Let's watch Poki's love letters to me. I think Poki has a crush on me.
But the absolute funniest thing he said about this, in my honest opinion, and listen, I'm not entirely sure if this is a joke, so hey, Gundam, let me know if it is, but it's what he says in this clip.
Just let it go. It's about to be water under the bridge. Just be silent about it. You've been doing that a long time. Everyone's forgetting. Let's move on with our lives, because I don't want to be bothered with this anymore, frankly. We all know, all of us that aren't sipping on the Poki Kool-Aid knows how she actually is.
I find it pretty hilarious because ever since Pokimane made that supposed non-apology, Gundam has made another 2 videos about her related to the drama between him and her. Listen man, if you want to make videos about Pokimane, that's up to you. But don't pretend like you don't care, dog. Talking shit about Pokimane is your claim to fame at this point. I completely understand if you want to play into it. I'm also genuinely surprised that he wants to give Pokimane a hard time because she still cares about the drama. Like, no fucking shit, dude. She has people posting there's no makeup selfies of her in her replies on Twitter, or she has like people calling her like a psychopath and shit, or like they're like calling her a thought or whatever, or just simply repeating some fucking dipshit narrative that Gundam or one of her other major detractors spun. And on top of that, the reason she brought up the drama in the first place was because of your fans. Like, yeah, of course she's still going to care. It's affecting her a lot. I mean, she even recently privated her personal Twitter account because of it. Her detractors are pretty unforgiving, and a lot of what they hate her for just simply isn't true either. Like, wow, like for somebody like me, like it's a little bit easier to distance myself from this channel. If I get barraged and I distance myself from this channel, it's not gonna be that big of a deal, right? Like, what are people gonna do? Call me a simp? Insult my voice? Insult my accent? Insult me for liking The Legend of Korra, maybe? Like, yeah, sure. I mean, yeah, it's entirely possible. Yeah, I guarantee people would do that, but wow. Pokimane, her entire brand is built around her, like as a person, her life. It's her life at this point. Like she's essentially a public figure, and she has to endure that every single day. Like, fuck. No wonder she's buckling under the pressure. I've seen a lot of dumb comments. On Pokimane's videos, on Gundam's videos, on Pokimane's tweets, on any video that's even tangentially related to Pokimane. People always have some fucking crazy shit to say about her. And, like, that's to be expected. There's this massive narrative about Pokimane, I'm not surprised. But in my opinion, the absolute saddest tweets, or comments or whatever, are definitely the ones like this. Damn, that's fucking sad. This guy initially respected Pokimane, but he lost respect for her because of that anti-Pokimane narrative. Like, yeah, it's just crazy how pervasive these lies are about her. So, this misinformation about Pokimane has been so pervasive that people are literally getting introduced to Pokimane through these misinformation campaigns. And you know what? That sort of reminds me of myself a few years ago. That's right, I used to hate Pokimane as well. I used to legitimately think that she would DMCA anybody who criticized her, or that she wanted to like tear down everybody around her so she could get an edge, or that she appealed to lonely men and tried to get them to donate to her. Of course, I used to be one of those like dipshit anti-SJW incel types, so I guess that shouldn't be much of a surprise. Like, one of my favorite YouTubers used to be fucking Blair White. Holy shit. Man, I am glad those days are over. Oh my god. Anyway, over the course of doing research for this video, I've come across a lot of really like horribly misinformed comments, and I figured that if there's any way to prove that the misinformation narrative about Pokimane genuinely has an effect, I figured this is the best way to do it. The public opinion about Pokimane. Like, this is what people think about Pokimane. Keep that in mind.
Notice how Poki never properly addressed how this man willingly went homeless for her. She never publicly disavowed going broke and losing your house just to donate to her. That quite literally shows how she thinks of these simps. Pay pigs. Trademark. Keep it coming. You swine fools.
They waste 1K to give money to a stranger who couldn't care less about them, getting nothing in return. With the same amount of money, they could start a business or invest them in something meaningful. In both cases, that would give them more chances to attract girls for free.
Pokimane wanted people to leave feedback here, so this video is good. Everyone is available to criticism, especially fakes playing ooh-woo innocent girl. Can't take a shred of criticism, even when their behavior is fucked. And the video ain't even really about her, just about the people who support her. Crazy. She's high-key annoying to the extreme.
She uses her innocent girl image to bring in loads of simps to pay her. She's a marketing scheme for thirsty men.
What?
She dangerously manipulative and have destroyed guy sponsors who dislike her. She is a legit psychopath.
She's always been hiding her boyfriend. She knows if he's revealed, she'd lose all her fans. It's pathetic. She can't actually make good content and relies on simps.
Look at what she did to ItsAGundam. She didn't like how he was making fun of her fans, so she targeted his sponsors. She got a lot of flack for it, using her influence to damage someone else's career, and acted like she was the victim. She claimed she was being harassed, despite it being average criticism that everyone in the public sphere gets.
You know, average criticism, you getting accused of literally exploiting all of your fans, you know, just average criticism.
She does this while putting on an act.
Oh, he says it in the same fucking message. Alright, I think that's enough about Gundam. In a way, I can understand why he feels the way he does about Pokimane. It's propelled him into stardom. Good on you, Gundam. I'm looking forward to more content where you insult Ilinity or Amaranth for 10 minutes. I do want to talk about that fucking trash video Leafy uploaded, however. I mean, listen, say what you want about Gundam, but he's a pretty smart guy. He knows exactly what he's doing when he's like spinning narratives about Pokimane the way he does. Leafy, however, is a different story. Like, you can tell Leafy noticed that Pokimane was a hot topic on the internet, and that he'd get a bunch of free clout if he like talked shit about her, so he was like, oh yeah, I'll just make a video about Pokimane. But like, when he was making the arguments for the video, he like generated his arguments with like a program or something. Oh my god, it's so fucking bad. I've noticed that a lot of Pokimane's detractors have these two very conflicting narratives about her. The idea that she's this ugly 2 out of 10 or 3 out of 10 disgusting goblin-looking Moroccan witch of a woman, but also the idea that she only has a large fan base because of her appearance and her thousands of simps who are like waiting to coom to her every chance they get. Recently washed up YouTuber LeafyIsHere released a video where he tries to copy the iDubbbz content cop formula and do like a content cop type video on Pokimane. In the video, he says these two things about Pokimane.
Pokimane isn't even attractive. There's really no other way of saying it, she's just not hot, dude. I'm not saying that to fuck with her, I'm not even saying it to fuck with you guys. She's just really not hot. This part is just for you guys, you tier 3 subs. She has a boyfriend. Let me say that one more time. Dude, she has a boyfriend and you're fucking pathetic.
So, if she's ugly, does that mean most of her fans aren't watching her for her looks? Or, like, what is this supposed to mean? Does she not have any simps then? I mean, as you said, supposedly every other Twitch streamer is more attractive than Pokimane. My god, like what? It doesn't make any sense. Like, if she's not attractive, who the fuck is gonna simp for her? Like, I don't know. I don't know, it just doesn't make any sense. Another claim from Leafy in this video is that she will DMCA any video that's critical of her.
And behind the scenes, she actively tries to censor the internet. And by the internet, I mean anything negative about her. People have made videos about her, and she's copyright strike them, the list goes on and on.
First off, the fact that ItsAGundam has a career is evidence contrary to this. But also, Leafy cites the drama that she had with infamous internet creeper Davsev as evidence of this, but I think this is a pretty funny situation. So Davsev was directly ripping Pokimane's content and uploading it to his channel, while simultaneously making a sexual spectacle of her. So what he was doing is he was taking clips from her stream of her like walking away from the camera, or maybe the camera was at like an angle that showed the curve of her ass or some shit like that, and he'd put these into these Pokimane thick compilations, right? Now, obviously she didn't like this, and honestly, it was perfectly within her rights to DMCA the video. Like, not just in a legal sense, but in a moral sense as well. Like, why the fuck should she allow some dipshit on the internet to exploit her body for views and money? Like damn, like, do you think that's fine, Leafy? Wow. Hey guys, I'm gonna grab Leafy's nudes, and I'm gonna compile them all together, and then open an OnlyFans, so you have to fucking pay me for Leafy's nudes, okay? So like, hey Leafy, listen. Already, we're not off to a good start, okay? Not off to a good start. But, you know, hey, what else does Leafy have to say about Pokimane? I wonder. Another really bad criticism of Pokimane I see is about her react content. You know, that she just sits in a chair and reacts to stuff while eating and just doesn't transform it in any way.
You know, it's just extra sick when most of her content is shit like this.
They have some pretty good competition. I'm not talking about him, okay? I'm talking about him. I don't know why, but I have to say it, bro. He's looking really cute in this picture. No homo, obviously. Given that I've hit 1 million subs, by the way, there's...
First off, welcome to 95% of just chatting on Twitch. React content is so incredibly popular on there that it's actually pretty concerning. Like, even xQc, one of the biggest streamers on Twitch, even bigger than Pokimane, he does a lot of this React content. I see people make excuses for xQc, and they say that he actually reacts and Pokimane doesn't. But even xQc himself will like deny this and say like he does the exact same thing as Pokimane.
Her content is shit like this.
Guys, I have to be honest, chat. Guys, I'll just say straight up, okay, chat. Everybody is wrong. Everybody's a hypocrite. I'm wrong and a hypocrite. Leafy is, Poki is, the whole wazoo, the whole conglomerate, every piece of the puzzle, it's all complete degeneracy, okay? Dude, nobody is more right, everybody's wrong, dude. That's just kind of how it is.
I mean, they both do the same things, right? Like, they both just watch a video while eating some food or something, and then talk about the video, or talk about the food they're eating, or just talk about something else completely unrelated to the video. It's kind of like watching a movie with them obnoxiously chatting in your ear. Is it transformative? I mean, yeah, maybe to an extent, but I completely agree, it's incredibly lazy content. However, it's not a problem with Pokimane, it's a problem with Twitch itself. However, I find it weird that Leafy attacks Pokimane for this, but then he also complains about her copyright striking that Davsev guy, like somebody who was legitimately ripping her content and putting it onto his channel.
Here's a sick clip of her taking down someone's video live while also fucking with them at the same time.
Training clips and then like edit it and like give.
If you think Pokimane's content is terrible and not transformative at all, don't fucking defend Davsev, cunt. His content is even less transformative than Pokimane's stream content, let alone her YouTube content, to the point where a DMCA on his videos was actually justified.
Yeah, the dude that's working out of a sweatshop in some random third world country that's going to Twitch, sorting by the most popular clips, and then just taking them all and putting them into a video is doing more editing than Pokimane.
Oh yeah, by the way, Pokimane's stream content. Leafy is actually comparing Pokimane's stream content to Davsev's YouTube content. He's comparing, like, live streamed content to an edited video. Holy shit, how dumb is this motherfucker? I wonder if Leafy is evidence that a person's brain power is, like, stored in their chin. Another pretty funny thing I think Leafy says in his video is that Pokimane tries to defend her innocent cute girl image. Like, yeah, of course, no shit.
Well, if there's one thing that I've learned while watching her streams and watching how she reacts to criticism and whatnot, it's that Pokimane has this image that she's trying to maintain, and she's really trying to maintain that image. And the image is that she is not a titty streamer.
She's built up her brand around pretty cutesy content and doesn't really appreciate being sexualized, so I'm not surprised that she'd try and protect her image from being smeared the way it has been in the past, with like those, you know, Pokimane thick compilations. And in the case of somebody just spreading regular old misinformation about her and not breaking any DMCA laws, I think she has every right to respond. Like, come on. Like, Leafy, even you had an image that you wanted to maintain. You wanted to maintain the image that you were some untouchable internet tough guy. But then, you hid away from the internet for years as soon as that was thrown in your face by iDubbbz. Image is of course a pretty important thing to people's brand, so it's not like Pokimane defending her image is a bad thing. If some dipshit like Davsev wants to rip her content and try and sexualize her for views against her wishes, like, he absolutely deserves to be DMCA'd. Also, his video is a complete jumble of poorly strung together points. Like, it's very obvious he learned everything he knew about Pokimane while recording it. He said that Pokimane apologized for what she did to Gundam, and then he showed a clip of her apologizing for what she did to that guy Boblax, which, by the way, is an example of her actually fucking up, that for whatever reason Leafy didn't bring up. And then most of the video is just him making like edgy jokes and talking about like gay furries or whatever. Like, goddamn, he's legitimately stuck in 2016. He's like suspended in time like the fucking G-Man in Half-Life Alyx. Truly amazing! So, here's the part of the video where I finally talk about Boblax. So, what can Pokimane be reasonably criticized for? I think the only legitimate criticism that can be made of Pokimane is what she did to a YouTuber by the name of Boblax. So basically, Boblax made a video signal boosting some drama that Pokimane and Keemstar had. The video was transformative. He did, you know, add his own commentary, he added his own music, he had his own little montages, giving context to the, you know, basically, it was basically like regular old news reporting, pretty much. However, Pokimane wanted to be done with the drama, so she ended up DMCAing his video, you know, despite it being quite transformative. I personally think what Pokimane did to Boblax was absolutely shitty. Like, that video was transformative. Boblax wasn't doing anything wrong. He didn't break any DMCA laws from what I understand. He wasn't spreading misinformation. Even if he was spreading misinformation, I don't think a DMCA is justified in that instance. Like, listen, copyright law doesn't cover misinformation, okay? You're gonna have to, like, do something different. However, I think it should be noted that Pokimane has since apologized for what she did to Boblax, and as far as I can tell, she hasn't done this to any other creators, like, you know, censored them because she wanted to stave off criticism, right? So, it definitely seems like that Pokimane's learned her lesson. So, Pokimane made a mistake, she apologized for the mistake. I mean, really, that should be that. I do think it's really, really weird how people like to bring up the Boblax drama every time they want to criticize Pokimane. Like, it's like, you're criticizing her for something that she's already admitted was wrong, that she's already apologized for, and that she's already learned from. Like, at this point, it's just fucking dumb puritanism. Hey, it's just like those SJWs and shit, right? That like look at people's tweets from years ago and like try to cancel them. That's what you're doing to Pokimane right now, you fucking idiots. That being said, we know Leafy's a fucking dumbass, but I have no idea why Leafy didn't put the Boblax drama in his video. Like, he's clearly trying to spin a narrative about Pokimane, and I feel like that narrative would have been a lot stronger if he had used the Boblax drama as, you know, an example of her abusing DMCA. I mean, I guess that just goes to show that Leafy just has no idea about Pokimane, and he learned everything that he knew about Pokimane while making his shitty video. I think the reason why Leafy is so popular these days is because he's roped in a new generation of 12-year-olds. Like, for example, Destiny's friend on Twitter, wink wink, got DM'd a bunch of racist shit from a Leafy fan who was obviously quite young. Not just racist, like pretty homophobic shit too. And then notice that right at the end he sends him a link. And the link is a Google search for gay porn. So like, you know, that's like very indicative of like how young this person is. Like, one, that's really fucking immature, like obviously. But two, who the fuck is going to fall for that, dog? Are you fucking serious? Do you not know how links work? Anyway, like, I don't know. Fucking, he's clearly, like, quite young. Also, I just noticed while editing this video that Leafy uploaded another Content Cup video. Like, holy fuck. It just goes to show how effortless his videos are. I might make a video responding to it, or I might not. I don't know. Who knows? I think a lot of the toxic discourse surrounding Pokimane is part of a larger culture of women not really being accepted on the internet. I don't think everybody who hates Pokimane is like a misogynist or anything like that. Far from it. I think a lot of people have just fallen for like false narratives, and that's why a lot of them feel the way they do about Pokimane. But for some of these people, it's genuinely like they genuinely like just have a problem with women succeeding. It's very fucking weird. And they spread narratives about people like Pokimane because it's, I don't know, I guess it helps them. It's very fucking weird. Yeah, the misinformation is so pervasive. I've used that word a lot, but it's very pervasive, and especially the misinformation surrounding Pokimane. It's fucking everywhere on the internet. So, closing words. ItsAGundam. I definitely do think that there are some women out there who abuse the whole parasocial dynamic. I think it's like, yeah, it's kind of weird. Although I think it's incredibly weird to like lump in Pokimane in that category, because I don't think she does anything to encourage that perception of her. She's just like, she's just your regular old fucking streamer. She plays games. She does just chatting. I mean, if you described her stream to me without mentioning gender, I would have said, oh, that's xQc's stream, right? Like, come on. I mean, the way I see it, you'd have to label every streamer-viewer relationship as somewhat exploitative, right? If you want to say Pokimane's is exploitative. And if you want to say that, I guess I can sort of see your point, right? Like, I think a lot of streamers do sort of market themselves as friends to viewers. And that's sort of, that can also be seen to an extent as exploiting the viewer. Like, yeah, I can see how that argument could be made. But I think exclusively targeting Pokimane for this is really fucking weird. Also, Leafy, loud doesn't equal funny, okay? So stop.
Did anyone else make it?
Scanning. Just dust and echoes. We're all that's left. We did what we had to do for Earth. An entire Covenant armada obliterated, and the Flood. We had no choice.
Pokimane hate.
It's finished.
No. I think we're just getting started.